Hi everyone, my name is Ahmed. I'm from Egypt. I'm from a city called Sadat City, which is in the Western Desert. It's like midway between Cairo and Alexandria, which are the biggest two cities in Egypt. My city is basically a new urban development in the Western Desert, so it's very modern. It's very new. So it was established in 1984, I think. My dad has been there since 1986. The population back then was just like 200 people. Right now it's like 300,000 or something.
That's a lot.
Yeah, there's not really much to do because it's not like there's nothing historic over there. But it's named after like the Anwar Sadat, like the president of Egypt in the 70s. So we have like a museum like Anwar Sadat, like, and like some of his belongings in that museum, statues, stuff like that. We have parks. We have a lot of parks. Like it's very nice. People come all over from like the surrounding villages during like Eid and other like festivals. They come over like to my city to enjoy like the parks. There's also some malls, stuff like that, shopping malls. But there's not much to do. It's not like as historic as Cairo or any other part of Egypt. So it's pretty recent.
Okay, so did you used to travel a lot, like in Egypt, around Egypt, like visit different places?
To be honest, until high school, I basically never traveled, except like when my family goes to visit my relatives, because my relatives, like my dad's side of the family, lived in Giza, so we would go and visit them. Sometimes we'd go to Alexandria, just like as a family trip or something. But until high school, I never traveled that much. And then in high school, I went to high school in Giza, so that was like an hour and a half away from where I live. And yeah, during this time, like I spent more time like exploring Cairo, going to like different parts of the city, ancient, museums, ancient citadels, like stuff from ancient Egypt. I've been also like to Alexandria a couple of times, visited some Roman artifacts, stuff like that, and recently, because I took a gap here after college, after high school, before coming to college, I took a gap here, and I visited Sinai for the first time, and I went to a city called Dahab, which is like, it's like the most beautiful place on earth. So it's a small city on the Red Sea, or like on the Gulf of Aqaba, which is like, the Red Sea is like this, and has like two gulfs at the end before. Like one of them is the Suez Gulf, which has like the Suez Canal, and there's the Gulf of Aqaba on the other side. So Dahab is on the Gulf of Aqaba, and it has like some of the best, diving and snorkeling spots in the world, because it has like coral reefs, very rare species of fish and like sharks,
That's
stuff like
nice.
that. It's so
beautiful.
cool.
Yeah, I'd love to visit there one day.
Yeah, you should go.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cheap compared to other resorts on the Red Sea. Dahab is one of the cheapest and one of the most beautiful. Egypt has like this military requirement, like every male has to serve for the military after they graduate from college, and I would have to serve for 3 years if I'd go back to Egypt, and that because I'm studying in the US, I have to register every year that I'm still studying abroad in a foreign country, and I have to get a travel permit whenever I go back home, and it's like a very tedious process. And when I finish school, I wouldn't be able to renew my passport or anything unless I serve for 3 years first.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so they started this new initiative last year, where you can basically pay your way out. So last year it was like, if you're living abroad and you don't want to serve for the army, want to get like your military requirement exempted, you can just pay $5,000.
5,000.
Yeah, to the Ministry.
That's a lot for a college student, right?
Yeah, to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And then after like a successful first year of the initiative last year, they raised it this year to $7,000. So I'm basically in debt to pay for that.
Yeah. How are you doing so far? How's the progress?
What do you mean?
The payment.
I did pay.
You're done paying?
Yeah, but I'm in debt for that.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't get
Yeah,
that
yeah.
part wrong. Okay.
Okay.
At least you've paid.
Yeah.
You can pay your debt with time. So that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you doing this summer? What work are you doing?
I'm doing physics research here at Williams with Professor Catherine Jensen.
What do you guys do every day?
Okay, it's basically like we go there, we do some experiments, maybe not some experiments, maybe you look at previous experiments that we've already done.
Yeah.
We have meetings with the professor. We're trying to understand like some physical phenomena,
Okay.
but some days it's just like, we're just collecting some qualitative data. We're trying to, learn techniques in microscopy in the lab. So.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Is it fun?
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay,
I like it.
you like it, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to be a physics major?
Yeah, inshallah. Yeah, we have physics and
Okay.
computer science.
Wow.
Yeah.
How are you able to combine the two? The two are very like stressful and involving.
Yeah, but like I like both.
Right.
And I think it's not that hard to go because like I think computer science is very useful in physics.
Yeah.
Maybe not the other way around. I actually want to be a physicist. That's like my plan.
Great. That's like your future goal?
Yeah, my future goal is to be a physicist.
Okay.
Go to grad school,
Yeah.
study physics,
Wow.
and then be a physicist. But computer science is a useful skill, and at the same time, like I'm at some point in my life, I may want to make money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Secure the bag.
Computer
It's very
science is
important.
is
There's
the way to go.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
good you mentioned that. It's
Yeah.
very important. Yeah. Okay, that's actually great. That's great. I'm also doing maths and CS, so I guess I don't know. It's also quite involved.
stressful, yeah.
But I mean, Williams College, the way the system is, even though it's stressful, but the professors make it kind of easy.
Yeah.
And
It's still very rigorous, but I think the professors are very like accommodating.
Exactly.
They understand if you have any circumstances.
That's true.
Which is good.
You can get extensions on assignments and projects and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's okay because once the semester starts, you are very busy. You don't have no one has time. Like there's no time. Yeah. So that's nice. Yeah. So have you taken CS classes?
Yeah,
I haven't.
I thought. Oh wow.
Yeah.
You couldn't get into.
No.
Oh my god. Yeah. I just got dropped from a CS class 2 days ago.
Which class?
256.
that
Algorithm design. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
That's
got
a
dropped
nice
from
class.
that
How did you get dropped?
because there was like 60 something people pre-registered for the class, and they only had 24 spots for that. So the professor basically he dropped everyone who's a sophomore.
And gave it to what? Juniors?
And most of the juniors and most of the people who got into the class were seniors. So it's
Right. They
it's
just
tough.
they don't want us to measure in CS. Bro. They don't want us to measure in CS. I'll just do math and do maybe dance.
Yeah.
Math and dance. What do you think?
I'm doing theater next semester actually.
Theater. Yeah. Me too. I want to do theater. I want to do some performance art. Like, so what would you do next semester as part of your theater class?
I don't know. I'm doing fundamentals of acting.
Oh, okay.
So
okay, you're going to act.
that should be fun. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's nice. I was at the 62 Center yesterday, and I talked with one guy who is like he's in charge of Sankofa and the dance groups. He's the one who managed those groups. He was talking about how they are recruiting people. So I should come. I didn't tell him that I have no idea how to dance or whatever. I
think you have the talent.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I have some great moves.
Yeah, you have great.
Do I look like
I've seen you before.
You've seen me before?
Yeah.
Where?
You were filmed at some parties.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. No way. Okay. Maybe that would help me audition if I have a video. I'll just send it in, and when they see my video, they'll be like, "Oh, this guy is good," and then I'll start. I'll start rolling. And you start seeing me you come and watch me at events. Will you come and watch me?
Sure.
Okay.
Of course. I'll pay to watch you.
Okay. Thank you.
To watch you.
Thank you.
I think the liberal arts system is very rewarding. Because it's very easy to get focused on one thing, and I think it's also beneficial just to focus on your your future career path or something, but it's also like for you to deal with people around you. It's always good to have, you know, the general knowledge of everything. It's good to know a thing about everything. I think it's very beneficial. And the skills you learn from other like liberal arts, from the liberal arts curriculum, like because you study, you have to take writing classes, you have to take you know, classes in social sciences. It's very important because you need these skills even if you're working like in the field of computer science or physics. You will need the writing skills. You will need to understand, if you're working in computer science, if you want to start up, make a startup or like become like a project manager or something, an understanding of economics and like the principles of like how money works is very important. So it's very good to take like economics classes and understand like how the financial system works. My first semester at Williams, I took two classes outside of my STEM majors. So I took economics, the principles of microeconomics, and I also took an English class. The English class was, I think it improved my writing by miles. The feedback you get from the professors, they're amazing. They always get back to you. They tell you how to improve your like storytelling abilities, how to improve your arguments, how to construct like you know, a convincing thesis. So yeah, I think that's very important, and it would help me like when I transfer these skills into like the scientific field, when I'm building an argument for, you know, for like my paper that I'm making, like I'm trying to prove a new hypothesis or something. When I make arguments, yeah, learning how to write that in a very organized manner is very important. I also understood a lot about like some concepts in philosophy, which I was never really exposed to before this class, and it made me actually love reading because yeah, I never appreciated literature as much before taking this class. So yeah, that was so nice. To be honest, I think the system in Egypt is very different from the US. Because I actually went to a STEM high school in Egypt, so basically I had no exposure to like humanities and social sciences throughout high school. But I think it prepared me in terms of like how to manage like the high workload at Williams, because I think my high school was like on the heavier part of workload. I'd say it was more work, maybe more work than Williams actually. Because like we had to do, I got exposed like to doing projects, which made it an easier transition for me at Williams. When I started doing projects for my classes, I had to write papers, which was also good. Like I didn't start like writing papers at Williams, which was also beneficial. Yeah, I also think the rigor of the math classes, science classes I took at high school, because I was also like studying from textbooks that are basically used in college here. Like the math textbook we were using for my multivariable class was the same textbook I was studying from in high school. Yeah, so I think it's very nice.
Have you been to Egypt since you came to Williamstown?
Yeah, I've been twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
Within a year?
I've been.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been in the winter break, like 12 days.
Yeah.
And also I went back home before I came back for some research for 3 weeks.
Oh, that's nice.
When I, you know, go back home or come here and Williams is paying, I just go with the direct flight and it's so easy.
Yeah.
Just 11 hours and you'd be there.
Yeah.
But when I went back in the winter, it was a 29 hours long flight because I had a 14-hour layover in Italy on my way to Egypt, and on my way back I had a 12-hour layover in Paris.
Outside your classroom, outside your classes at Williams College, what do you do?
So I'm part of the MSU, Muslim Students Union at Williams. Last year I was, in my freshman spring, I joined the board. I was the religious director, and then next year I'm gonna be the treasurer, the MSU inshallah.
Yeah.
I also do pick up soccer with you sometimes. And yeah, I also participate like in the intramural league freshman. I think it was freshman fall.
Yeah.
And I also did intramural basketball in the winter.
Okay. Cool.
I do research.
Yeah. Okay. That's very nice. Okay. What do you do to relax after? I mean, so you mentioned soccer, right?
Yeah.
Like, what do you do to relax? Like in your room with your friends? What do you do?
Yeah, I come and beat you in FIFA sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay. Okay.
No, I mean like not sometimes I beat you. I always beat you. But I sometimes enjoy my time beating you in FIFA.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's lying.
I'm not lying.
He's lying.
I'm not lying.
Brother, why are you lying?
We have the record. We have the record. We can go back to the record.
You go back after this video.
To be honest, I beat Nemo more than you. But anyway.
He still beats me. You think he still beats me? You've only beaten me once.
No, bro. Like
once.
Bro, our last 3 games, I won all of them.
When was that?
I'm serious.
I don't remember any of those, bro.
Yeah, you always deny it.
You're making stuff up.
No, you always deny it.
You're making stuff up.
You always deny it when you lose. You only had this one good day when you beat me like 7 times in a row. But other than that, bro, I have a better record.
Okay, if you say so, I won't say anything. If you say so, let's move on.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Okay. Yeah, I beat you and Nemo in FIFA. I like watching TV shows. I also have extended Discord calls with my friends from high school and back home on weekends, nice. Especially. Yeah.
Okay. Are some of them like in colleges in the US?
Yeah. Some of them go to school in the US.
Yeah, which schools?
A lot. There's so many schools. So
I mean, the ones you talk to during the weekend, ones you make calls with. Which schools are they like?
Well, okay. So I have one of them goes to U Chicago. One of them goes to University of Rochester in New York. One of them goes to Harvard. One of them goes to Washington and the University in Virginia.
Yeah.
There's another one who goes to Franklin and Marshall College in Pennsylvania. Cool. What else? I don't want to forget anyone. So
no problem. I mean, that's great. It's good to have friends in, you know.
And we always visit each other like during breaks.
Exactly. That's very nice.
Which is cool.
Yeah, it's good to have people like that around, which is very cool. So how is the application process like in Egypt?
I'd say at my high school it was much easier than other people that were in the public high school system. I wasn't in a private school, I was in a public school, but it was just like a STEM high school, so it was a very special system with like only 25 schools in Egypt.
Okay.
So I'd say it was easier at my high school than others because a lot of people were trying to apply, and we had like a counselor, which is a thing that, you know, at other schools they didn't have a counselor. They had to call to ask one of the teachers to be their counselor and apply and with this stuff. But we actually had a counselor, and she knew what she was doing, which was great. Also, I think our teachers knew what the recommendation letter was, all of that stuff. So I'd say it was pretty straightforward.
You guys have a process, you know.
We had a process which was nice to have.
In Ghana they don't have that. A lot of schools don't have that. Like most schools don't have that.
Actually, I'd say most schools in Egypt do not have that. But it's just because of my high school system, a lot of people are trying to study abroad. So
that's great. Then you have a lot of Egyptians in different schools, like many schools here, right?
Yeah,
that's very nice.
From my high school especially, there's a lot of people.
Okay, cool. So you've been visiting them, like you mentioned. Okay, where have you been so far?
In the US? Okay, I've been first state I visited outside of Massachusetts and New York, because I visited both of these like on my first day when I landed. So I've been to Utah, which is pretty far, Midwest. I've been to Illinois, Chicago. I've been to New York City, Boston, Connecticut. I've been some places. I went to Rhode Island this summer for a conference with my research group.
Okay, cool. That's very nice. Do you plan to go somewhere before the summer starts? Before the fall semester starts?
I might go actually to Rochester, New York, to visit one of my friends.
One of your friends is there?
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. When does your research end?
So summer research basically ends for everyone on August 10th. But because I started a week late, so I'll be staying one more week.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll finish, I think, August 17th.
Okay, cool. The research you're doing right now, is it like very hard to get into, or how does it work? You have to apply and then they will accept you, and then...
There was a process, but I think it's not as competitive to get into research here at Williams, like other big schools, because here pretty much everyone who's doing research with professors is undergraduate. You don't have graduate students competing with you. So I think it's not as competitive as other schools. I think it was a much easier process, and there's more opportunities to do research here.